Hey, it's Joe here. In this video, I'll be showing you 3 accessories I'm using to turn up the immersion factor whilst using the PS5 console and how they each bring something different to the table. Let's get started with my headset of choice, the Arctis 7P wireless headset from SteelSeries. It was specifically designed to work with the PS5's Tempest 3D audio engine. 3D audio deepens the level of scale and immersion by giving a clear sense of where objects are. Enemies closing in on you in Demon Souls from a particular point, aerial kill streaks flying overhead in Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War, or the sound of traffic below while web slinging in Spider-Man Miles Morales. 3D audio allows you to pinpoint the exact location of sounds by simulating more realistic sound sources. I did have a look at the Pulse 3D headset, as I do like going for first party options where possible when it comes to peripherals, but I previously bought the original Sony Gold Wireless Stereo headset alongside my PS4, and I wasn't happy with the durability as one of the hinges snapped after maybe a year or so, and I thought that should have lasted longer as it wasn't handled roughly at all. I then switched to the Turtle Beach Stealth 600, which served me well, but once I got my hands on a PS5, I knew I wanted to get the best experience, and having a headset that was made with 3D audio in mind was a no-brainer for me. The Arctis 7P feels quite a bit sturdier than my previous headsets, with the frame being made of aluminium. Although the hinges and ear cups are plastic, they are pretty solid and I've had no issues in 9 months of regular usage. The Arctis 7P has an impressive 24-hour battery life for some serious gaming sessions, and a retractable Discord certified noise cancelling microphone which ensures teammates can hear you in the thick of battle. I do like how it tucks away into one of the ear cups, keeping it neat and tidy when not in use. My main gripe with this model is that there isn't a dedicated dial to change the audio mix between party chat and game audio. There is a side tone dial to change how much of your voice you can hear through the headphones, but on the Arctis 7X, the Xbox focused equivalent, this side tone dial works as a chat mix dial instead. Feels like we got the raw end of the deal, but such is life. If the chat mix function is important to you, the Pulse 3D headset would be a good option, but having done some research into a few different headset options for the PS5, the Arctis 7P is highly rated and ticked most of the boxes I had, and you can always adjust the chat mix on the console itself via the control center. And although it doesn't feel as premium as the Arctis 7P, the Pulse 3D headset is around half the price, and it's definitely worth considering Sony's first party option depending on your budget and what features you're after. The Dualsense controller matches the console's colour scheme and curves, going full monochrome instead of the coloured buttons of previous PS controllers. The adaptive triggers being able to change how they feel and react depending on the in-game context is a game changer. Playing Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War and actually feeling the resistance when pulling the trigger, the lack of resistance when the mag's empty, and even a difference between gun types brings the control experience to new heights. One of the most memorable points is when using a combat bow, drawing back an arrow and really feeling the tension in the string. I also really enjoyed the feel of different weapons in Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart. Haptic feedback, whilst not always as obvious as the adaptive triggers, allows me to feel the terrain, the gun recoil, and blows being inflicted on my enemies. This feature is utilised to great effect in the Spider-Man games, where you get that sense of gliding whilst web slinging around New York, and also in Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart, where you can feel the resistance when grinding on rails among a barrage of other situations where it comes into play. It is the immersive cherry on top. The controller mic and mute button are welcome additions, giving both flexibility and added functionality. Although I haven't used the mic that much, the mute button is definitely a handy addition. I also appreciate the use of the controller speaker in certain instances when not using my headphones, such as hearing the sounds of my weapons cleaving through the bodies of my enemies in Demon Souls. The BassMe subwoofer may be one you haven't heard of. It isn't a first party accessory and you don't necessarily need it. What it does do, however, is reverberates against your chest and allows you to actually feel the bass, similar to what can be felt when standing near large speakers, and you can feel the vibrations going through you. It's a very similar sensation minus the risk of tinnitus, and localized to one part of your body. And although it's not as refined as the DualSense's haptic feedback, which is coded into native PS5 games, the BassMe allows me to feel the blows being exchanged, shots hitting my body, and the in-game music on a whole other level. It's a lightweight device, weighing only 370 grams, with a small subwoofer located at the end of the strap so it can meet with your chest. It comes in a few different colours, and I went for the dark grey because you can't go wrong with monochrome. It's worn over the right shoulder and has a couple of ports, including a 3.5mm audio jack for connecting to the source and a micro USB for charging. I've also seen that this can be a very useful product for those in the deaf community who may have challenges with experiencing audio when watching content or playing games, as this allows the feeling of the audio, which can be anything from footsteps to the beat of a song to an explosion. There are alternatives such as the Rouge line of products, which have a slightly different form factor. The Rouge Strap Edge is probably the closest example I've seen, and I'm sure either will work to bring in another level of immersion. So in summary, these three accessories individually help to enhance the PS5 experience through auditory and tactile feedback. The Arctis 7P headset from SteelSeries utilising the PS5's 3D audio engine to drop you in the middle of the action, the Dualsense controller upping the immersion factor with the adaptive triggers and haptic feedback, and the BassMe portable subwoofer getting you closer to the rumbles. If you've been lucky enough to get a PS5, you would have already experienced the Dualsense controller through Astro's Playroom if nothing else. The headset is pretty much a no-brainer, as a headset always helps with auditory cues, and this is dialed up to 11 on the latest console. And the portable subwoofer adds an extra dimension to the experience, which I'm really enjoying. I do like to get lost in a game and be transported to another world, as you can probably tell. I am a PSVR owner and used it very heavily before my PS5 came along and my PS4 Pro was relegated to the bedroom. The cable situation is still annoying me, but I am looking forward to the PSVR 2. Hopefully Sony will give more info on its timeline in early 2022. Thanks for watching. Let me know in the comments which headset you're using or thinking of getting, and what accessories you use to get immersed in games at a deeper level. Take care, and I'll catch you in the next one.